Can you give examples of maybe movies we know that personify that big shift, like that change, that transformation that you talk about?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the best examples and probably one of the most successful films ever made about addiction and recovery with Sandra Bullock is 28 Days. And, everybody mentions this. There's a chapter about it in the book. I sort of like, it's like a Disney version of recovery, of going to rehab. It's all very nice and
totally.
It's like luxury rehab, which is fine. And there are luxury rehabs, but also Clean and Sober is another movie that it's not so nice. But the point is, in 28 Days or in Clean and Sober, in both cases, the central characters come into rehab, but they come in and they just want to check a box. They want to get in, get out, get on with their lives. And they think that they don't have a problem. They, quote, don't belong there. Quote, I'm not like you people. And this is what happens in both of those films. And this is what happens in early recovery for people who are in rehab at the very beginning. There's a large percentage of people who have either been forced to go there or are there because I need to go, or they're court mandated or whatever it is. And in both cases, in both films, they've been court mandated to go. And so they're there and they're sort of checking the box and they're there, but they're not. And in Sandra Bullock's case, she gets in touch with her boyfriend and he slips her a bottle of Vicodin. And in Michael Keaton's case, he's always calling his dealer and he's trying to get his mom to loan him some money so I can go out and score some more coke, even though he's, quote, in recovery or in rehab. And so this sort of emulates a familiar pattern that we see in recovery, which is that, and I've been through this personally, where you're sort of half in, half out. But when it comes to recovery, it's sort of like what was said in Star Wars, do or do not. There is no try. And so people that are kind of checking the box, but not quite there, like in these two movies, they're really inauthentic. And so the journey of the story is for them to go through hell so they can finally see that they actually do need help, that they want to get better, that they actually are addicted. And then in the process of acknowledging that and owning up to that, then they have their own personal agency and responsibility to solve that problem. But once that decision is made, then that opens up the possibility of a happy ending, which is a life outside of rehab that's sober and productive and everybody benefits. And the universe is changed as a whole. And that's a heroic ending, a happy ending that everybody in recovery hopes for themselves.